talk about last time?
My trip.
That's right, walking.
Yeah.
How's it been since then?
Oh, how's it been? Good question. It's been weird. I've been I don't know, it's just like kind of a weird kind of season for me. I just feel a little dry.
What do you mean?
I don't know, it's like there's a lot of things I think about. Like where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah.
And like, I'm 28 and I feel like I've just been kind of stuck in this place. But it's not like a bad thing because I feel like God's showing me a lot about myself and just things that like expose my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing because I just feel like he's dealing with everything, even though it's like a lot right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm getting punched in the face a lot, but
Like you got punched in the face?
punched and kicked in the face
By?
by a bus
A ninja bus.
with hands and feet.
Was it the magic school bus?
Kind of.
Well, it's been... When did you guys get back from walking?
We got back. It's been 5 years. 5 years and a half now. Almost 6 years.
Jeez, it doesn't even seem like that.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like,
It's
how do
like-
you feel like your life's changed since then, though?
Well, these are good questions, Mike. I don't think about this every day.
I know I'm distracting you from what the most important thing at hand is right now.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
So yeah, what has changed? Do you say what has changed?
Yeah, like, how do you feel like your life has changed since then?
I don't know. I guess it's more. I mean, it's not as. I'm not walking everywhere.
I mean, technically you are. Technically
I
you
mean,
still
now
are.
I'm walking at a thrift shop everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Well, keep it on there. And then,
I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, good idea.
yeah. Let's flip that around.
Yeah, I'll give you this.
Yeah.
Wait, we put it on both sides, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thin layer. And I'll have to put that over top of that. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think what's changed is just I guess I'm not as concerned about. I mean, I am concerned about what people think about me, but it's not as concerning. I feel like
From
I'm
before.
yeah. Like I felt like there was a pressure to be something when I got back.
Well, you said that before in the last time. Like, what?
Yeah.
But what kind of pressure did you feel under? Just by like the church, from your friends, your
I
family?
don't know. It was unspoken. I always like make up this unspoken pressure in my mind that's not actually there. But I just felt like I was done with my trip. I experienced all these things.
Pull this down a little bit and closer.
Okay. Like so.
Yes. There we go. Perfect.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Ah!
Just yelled that.
Yeah, like pressure, like to be something, I don't know, something big, I guess, because I did this. Like I felt like a superhero or something,
Like a
people just-
megastar.
yeah,
Like Prince
like a celebrity or something.
or
People
Madonna.
are always like, "Oh, you walked across the country?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." Huh. You want to know more? Actually, I never did that, but
I know, I'm always the one
But I
that's like,
never-
guess what this guy did?
honestly, I'm never like good with like I don't know, people talking about it because I just feel like it's like, oh wow, like
You did
think I'm
this.
like the greatest thing. I'm like, I don't know how I did it. It's just the Lord. I don't know.
Yeah.
because honestly, like, I've known this has probably been the hardest time of my life, and I've known him. I've known him when I was like really, like, when I had no home or anything, and I known him when I'm like falling apart. So
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was gonna go with that, but yeah, it's very different. It's a lot of still things I think I'm adjusting to. Things that God's bringing me through, but He's been good and faithful.
Yeah.
And even though I'm more anxious, I feel like He's really showing me a lot and refining me, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Well, we
To
hit a
be
lot
honest.
of points on that too, like last time that you were saying, like how He was refining you, because
Yeah,
that was over a year ago we did that
yeah,
interview,
exactly.
and you didn't process a lot of that up until that point, which was an honor
Yeah.
to be able to help you do that. But at the same time, like I feel like you have progressed so much
Oh, thank you,
from that time,
thank you.
just with everything that you
I
did.
don't know what I did, but
Okay,
or
did
how
it.
I progressed, but yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah. Well, what was like right now in your life? What do you feel is the main takeaway that you got from the trip?
so interesting because I don't feel like I can say this, but like I feel like I'm not really walking it out. But I mean, it's fine. But I still believe, like, like you can do all things with Christ,
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so weird. Like I'm more fearful here than when I was out on the road.
Really?
Like just going out and doing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it has to do with like just my time with God. I haven't been spending time with Him as much, and I don't know. A lot of when Trevor passed, a lot of my, I don't know. It feels like there's been like a whole lacking from that friendship, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a huge part of my identity because I grew up with him and stuff.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of things together, and so just getting out of like becoming more of who I am, I guess.
Separate
Without
from
Trevor,
that.
yeah. Which is interesting because I prayed to the Lord that this sounds weird, but I was like, God, like I don't want to rely on Trevor so much. Like, could you please, like, I don't know, can it somehow happen where like I'm just not around him as much or whatever? And then he gets cancer and he like passes. And I'm like, what the heck? This is weird. Not like he answered it, but I know like God, like there's so much complication to that and things like that, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it was like a weird answer to prayer. And so since then it's just been kind of a journey of that. And
well, you lost your best friend. It's recovering through that.
And then actually his mom just passed a few months ago, so that's like another brings up all these memories too.
But the joyous memories that you guys had on the trip, and walking through this too.
Actually, I don't think I told you this, but I got an adapter for like
did you
the
get
hard
it?
drive?
You got it.
The footage, so I was looking through that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was like
I was praying that you would
it was
get
so
that.
funny.
Yeah.
We were like so weird. I have to show you sometime, but
Well, I mean, we started out here, and I don't want this to be somber because you've been very joyous, and like your joy has helped me through a lot. As much as you say, "Oh, I appreciate you."
Do I say that a lot?
No, I meant me saying that on every time on this. But the main task at hand here is the greatest thing that I have discovered, which is a peanut butter and pickle sandwich.
Ever since you said this yesterday.
All right, let's try and
dreaming
not chew into the microphone for all the people listening.
All right, Mike.
Ready?
This better be great. This is weird.
Oh, you're gonna love it. Ready?
Slimy yet satisfying. That's really weird. I'm so confused. Like at first it was like weird, but then it like the flavors fused together to create some kind of beautiful explosion in my mouth. Holy moly. That was weird.
Peanut butter pickle sandwich. Talk to me has turned into a mukbang.
In case you guys were wondering, that's what we were doing.
The whole time.
Holy moly, this is good. I'm going to eat this every day at lunch.
Isn't it delicious?
Yeah. What the heck?
Bro.
How did you figure this out?
It's my new favorite thing. Shout out to Colt Cabana and Tempest from Wrestle Talk. That's how I found out about this. I know you guys will never watch this, but that's how I found out. And then I just started looking, like, TikToks had all these people trying this. And I was like, this is a thing. And I had to do it. It was delicious. I love pickles. I love peanut butter.
This is the weirdest thing, and this is the most weirdest,
It's so good.
most greatest tasting thing I've ever had in my life. This is weird. I don't even know. Is there seconds? Heck.
We can make another one. We have more pickles.
That's too much bread. Gotta lay off the bread.
I mean, I'm going to make another one.
All right. I'll have it. Just gonna... Actually, I don't know. I'll have to see.
Well, and we don't have to talk about the walk, but I just wanted to bring it up. For people that didn't see, I'm going to have Johnny's first video link that he did on Talk to Me. If you didn't know, he walked across the whole United States of America, which is amazing, given what he had went through. It's pretty cool. Anyway, but a new venture in your life that you're thinking of is getting into the medical field.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Where are you at with it? What's going on? You know?
Yeah. Good question, Mike. I feel like I say that every time. I just like saying
Every question. Great question.
Why do you want to know about it? Ha-ha. Right back at you. Just kidding.
Because this is an interview show.
Yeah. So, yeah. I started thinking about it, I started thinking about it probably like a year and a half ago or something. I don't know how it came up, but I've always been interested in like the medical field and nursing, and I just felt like it was kind of cool, like travel nurses. Like some of my cousins did it,
Yeah.
and I always thought it was kind of neat because my one cousin went to Hawaii for like a few years, and he lived there and was a nurse. I asked him what it was like living there. He's like, oh, it was like vacation every day. I was like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. And also I just really love traveling, and so I don't know, I just saw that was kind of a thing that really drew me to it. And I just feel like, well, my one job, I was working at a cabinet shop. I was working in the office doing quoting and designing and stuff, but I just wasn't really feeling like it was something that I was thriving in, and didn't really feel like I had a knack for it. I'm just like not detail oriented. I got a lot of things like messed up on it. So my boss is probably really mad at me. I wasn't really feeling it there, and I was kind of feeling a draw to it whenever I would pray, things like that. And I just tend to, I've always like been a caring person, and so I've always like loved like just hands-on stuff and like helping people hands-on. And it's just something the Lord really, I feel like it's been the Lord that's really shown me how to care for people well. And I like being around people too.
Yeah.
Like I work with Mike right now.
Don't say where. I don't want anyone knowing where I work. But we work in addiction recovery together.
Okay, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't know.
I mean, that's kind of the whole point behind it.
Oh, really?
It's also a thrift store, but we provide for, excuse me, oh my gosh, this is so good. For the addiction recovery that we sponsor, and I have more hands-on with the recovering students than what Johnny has. But it's a great ministry and able to really sow into someone's life and disciple and go through all. It's really cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So I just started.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, I was thinking about where
sentimental moment.
Yeah, sorry. It's really awesome. Man, social cues are weird for me sometimes. I wanted to get into why I'm working there right now is because I actually got laid off this one job. It's kind of like a layoff fire thing, I think. It was kind of weird. Kind of unsettling. But, so anyways, so I'm working there right now. But so I was thinking about it, and while I was working at this other job at the cabinet shop, and it was starting to come to mind. I was thinking all right, I feel like this is something the Lord wants me to do. And also I saw this this ministry called FAI, Frontier Alliance Missions. That's the acronym for that. They have a documentary, and it's about what they do out in the Middle East, like an unreached people group who hasn't heard the gospel yet. And it was just like this intense documentary about what they do there. And it's actually pretty graphic, but it's really cool. It's really eye-opening. And I've always had a heart for missions. And this documentary was about their medical field. And it's just like, as I was watching, I was like, I really want to do that. Like, I just think that's awesome. And the only way you can get into like these unreached groups, like in the Middle East and just other countries, is if you have a degree, like in something. And so that would be the long-term goal. But so I was just starting to think about that, and then thinking about how I would do that with my job that I was at. And it just turned out that I got laid off. So I was like, oh, well, I wasn't planning that because I was hoping to work part-time. But so then I was like, okay, I guess I'm heading towards this then. And so kind of fell that way. But so yeah, I would just like to use it for that, and just knowing what to do in like emergencies. I just kind of want to be challenged in that, just knowing what to do, because I feel like I don't know what to do and stuff like that. And I just think it would be cool to have that knowledge medically, what to do and being able to save people. I just think it would be really rewarding, and eventually go into missions with it. And but anyways, I started working with Mike like a month ago. All that being said,
out of all that, I feel bad because you've been talking and you're not enjoying your peanut butter and pickle sandwich.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's cool that you want to step into that. I don't think I could do it. I'm not good with blood or any of that type of stuff, but it is what it is. It's like being able to utilize a skill that wouldn't seem like how you would utilize it in a Christian mindset or a Christian community, like be able to do that for missions has always been cool to me. No matter what kind of field you're in. I mean, the people that used to travel to Haiti, our friend Rachel, who's learning water systems just to help set up like wells and things like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Like, so I know you're gonna start soonish, maybe not until more of the middle of this year, but
possibly
when we have when we have our times that we're able to interact and communicate at work right now, you have, and I've said this before, you have that like natural gift of, it's fine. You have that natural gift of just being able to connect with people, like even with the students when they come down, and they've said to me too, like, Johnny's awesome, like we love him, and like all the employees there too. So I think that's going to be good for you when you step into that missions portion of the field, which is awesome. So I know you said you got the hard drive, you found the footage. That's awesome. One thing that you said on the last one was writing the book. So now do you think you're going to do a video documentary plus the book, or what?
I don't know about a documentary still, but I'm thinking more of the book. Actually, I haven't thought about it. I've just been so busy with thinking about nursing. But I do eventually want to do it. I just haven't. I haven't put my hand to the grinder yet. But I have all this. We kept everything on Google Docs, so we have already stuff we started on for the book. So, and now I have this footage, and now I have the blog, and now I have my journals. So everything's kind of falling in place for it. So I'm probably gonna slowly but surely like start here, because the longer I wait, the more my memory fades about the things. But it's cool that we documented everything. And so I'm excited to look through that, and also
endorsing the peanut butter pickle sandwich. It's so good.
It is really good, guys. Eat it right now. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, and not trying to rush it. I felt a lot of pressure when I came back to write it, and I didn't like that. As you can tell, I'm not good with pressure.
No.
Because I expect too much of myself. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm thinking about it and getting there. It's just a lot of emotions and things I'm still thinking about. And a person said to me it would be good to start writing because it would help your process too. So
Yeah.
just finding time for it. It's just been hard, but
I've been journaling a lot recently.
Yeah.
It's helped so much. I'm
Yeah.
like a month and a half in.
Yeah.
And it's weird to go back. I'm like, I am so just messed up in the head. Like, I'll say one thing like one day, and then the next day I'll be like, God, thank you, this is awesome. The next day I'm just like, why? It's a good time.
You're the best, God. You're the worst. You're the best. You're the worst. Yeah, I know.
Well, like, preparing with that too, what do you feel like God's saying to you in this season? I know you said this season has been a little rough and, still processing things, still getting over things, and, like, some of the downfalls that you had, like you said, with the other job and everything like that. But how do you feel like he's speaking to you? And, like, and on a side note to that too, like, even coming into this job with me, like, I feel like that's helped you a lot because I don't know, you seem very joyous there,
Yeah, like I said, I like working with people and just talking to people.
But yeah, like, what do you feel like God was saying to you in this season?
Just to take it slow. I think he's been showing me that a lot. I think just really being available for people. I think this job really helps with that. Just taking time with the guys when they come in and just talking to them, just asking how their day is and stuff. And just some good conversations have come from that, just asking them, the questions that maybe not a lot of people ask. I've always been a person who wants to do that because I don't feel like I'm asked a lot, and I want to show them love by being asked and being like available to listen, because it means a lot to me. So I think he's really teaching me how to listen to people again, rebuilding those skills with people, because I was like crammed in an office for like a year and a half, and just reminding me how important community is and not isolating, and really being around people, because I feel like that really helps us see different perspectives and different ways people think, and it can be challenging to us to grow. It can challenge us to grow and not be so much in my rotating thoughts like the world's ending. I'm like, why am I thinking these things? I'm like, oh, I'm in my room in the corner, like just all alone. No wonder I think these things. So just challenging myself to go out more, and despite like my feelings of like, man, I feel like I've failed in so many ways. Like, it's not true, but just ways of like just not, with the trip, not being like an advocate for it or things like that. Like, some things bother me like that, but just being like, well, nothing's going to change unless I don't just go and try things. And yeah.
I asked you this question last time, but like, how now would you give advice to somebody that was thinking of doing something like a trip, or just in general? Like, even if you're not, like, your season that you're in now, like, what would you give that advice like how would you give that advice to somebody, whether it's the trip or whether it's the season that you're in now?
Good question. Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say just go for it. Like, you never know, like, what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, just do whatever God's telling you to. Even if it's like weird, just go for it. Like, what do you have to lose? You know. And also just do it like go in it with a mindset that it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's not going to be this crazy this crazy like thing you're going to experience, or crazy adventure. Like, it was actually pretty monotonous a lot of times. And sometimes I would even wish like to be back home, but then now I'm home and I'm like, I wish I was out there. So just taking everything as it comes, and like just being present, like I'm being content. Like, I think I was mentioning this to you, like it's just so cool to see at work, like just the guys there, just like how simple they are with their faith, and just being like, okay, like it's not complicated. It's just being there and being the light. Like Jesus says, let your light shine.
Yeah.
As if he's saying, like, it's already there, just let it shine, you know. And so just being that, and taking every opportunity. I think doing that is some things I wished I would have done better when I went out and did this trip. But I don't regret it at all. But just being present, I think that's so important. And I feel like that's when God really speaks to me the most, instead of when I'm thinking about the past or the future. It's like, what are you saying to me right now, Lord? And then just going with that, you know, no matter if it's something like, I don't know, doing the dishes or something, or just doing something that people don't usually do, being the first one to do that, and just having that servant mindset. I don't know. Yeah. In everything that you do.
Yeah.
I think that's been the most healing for me.
Yeah.
I'm just not so much in my mind and not worrying about what I'm going to do or like how I'm doing it now, but just being available to do whatever he says right then and there, and do it with contentment, like I'm serving him. Yeah, because whatever I do, I'm serving the Lord, you know. So
yeah, serve him in everything you do.
Yeah. So
well, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was
Thanks for
fun. It wasn't 2 hours this time.
Yeah.
The title of this
Thank
episode
you.
is going to be called Peanut Butter and Pickle Sandwich.
Yes.
How'd you like it? Honestly?
And nursing.
And nursing a peanut butter
Yeah.
and pickles.
Dude, I freaking love this.
Good?
It's so good.
Yeah.
Guys, 5 stars.
Peanut butter pickle sandwich
Is that how you rate
2023.
Oh, 5 stars?
I do 10.
12 stars.
It doesn't make sense, right? It shouldn't make sense.
What?
The sandwich.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It shouldn't make sense.
But it's beautiful.
But it does. And it's so
so beautiful.
delicious. So good. Oh, Johnny, it's so good. I told you this.
I'm crying.
I've been hyping this up for what, a week?
See my eyes? I'm crying.
There's a tear.
Actually, they're really dry right now. I'm going to catch my tears.
It's actually, there's no tears at all. My eyes are so
It's
dry.
the pickle juice.
It's just squirted in my eye. Yeah, try yourself a peanut butter and pickle sandwich. Awesome. You know, I love when you come on here. I love when you speak your heart. You're very articulate with it, whether you think you are or not. You really hear from the Lord. You've always heard from the Lord, especially in my life. Thank you for being that person in my life as well.
You're welcome.
I'm going to ask
Pray for
you this final question before we go. I asked you last time. I want to see if it has changed. But what would you say to a person that didn't believe in God or Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just ask him to show himself to you, and if you're genuine about it, he will. He answers your genuine prayers. He hears you whether you believe in him or not. And be open to him being real. And I believe he'll show you, because that's what you're looking for. It says if you'll seek you'll find him. If you're not seeking him, of course you're not going to see him. So like you need to want to seek him and be open to seeking whatever he shows you.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be surprised what you see if you just open your eyes to, like, he's there. It's just either you're not looking or you're just not wanting for him to show himself to you. And so, yeah, just be open to that and he will show up.
Yeah.
He showed up. I mean, I think I mentioned this last time. I just was like curious about the Bible, so I started reading it. I was like, wow, I want to experience these things. So I tried it out. I did what he commands in the Bible. I prayed for people. I saw healings. I heard him speak to me for the first time, because it says like the Holy Spirit, like he speaks to you and he's personal. And so I was like, well, if you're a personal God, I want to hear you speak, because I see this in the Bible. And he spoke to me. And I remember like breaking down crying when I heard it for the first time. I was like, wow, you actually speak to me. He'll do it. You just have to look for it and want it. And so I would just recommend that. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, because he's always, at the end of the day, he's chasing you down.
Yeah.
And it's not so much, I mean, for my opinion, it's not so much seeking him. It's just turning around and noticing that he's,
Yeah.
running you over.
He's been there.
Like
yeah.
a bus with legs.
Yeah. And like things from your past will start to make sense. Like, oh, you're there. And it'll just start making sense for you. So I don't know.
Awesome. We're going to go watch Demon Slayer now.
Yeah, let's go watch some demons being slayed.
I love how we just gave a very heartfelt message about God, and then we're just like, Demon Slayer.
God slays demons, so why not?
Why not?
Huh. And we ate a pickle peanut butter sandwich. This is a weird name.
Peanut butter pickle sandwich 2023.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
As always, you can find us on YouTube at Wallace Production, WALLESS Production, and on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Just type in Talk to Me. We're also on Patreon if you want to support us as well. Johnny?
T2M.
T2M. It's always been a pleasure. I'm excited to see where you go next, honestly, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I feel like
you too.
You're going to be surprised. Why?
I don't know.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.